Have you ever felt defeated by a small setback? Maybe you missed a deadline, failed a test, lost a client, or simply fell off track with your goals. In that moment, it feels heavy. It feels like proof that maybe you're not good enough. But what if I told you that small loss is not the end? In fact, it may be the exact turning point that sets you up for your biggest win. If you're on a journey to become your strongest, most focused self, you're in the right place. Consider subscribing so you never miss a step on this path. The weight of small losses. We've all been there. You set a goal. You're motivated. You tell yourself, this time I won't fail. You start strong, but then suddenly life happens. You trip, you stumble, you lose, and that tiny loss, it feels bigger than it really is. Missing one workout suddenly convinces you that you're not disciplined. Getting one rejection email makes you think your dreams are too far away. One negative comment online makes you question if you should even try. Why do small losses feel so powerful? Because our brains are wired to protect us from pain. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Studies show that people feel the pain of loss almost twice as strongly as the pleasure of a gain. In simple words, losing $10 feels worse than the joy of finding $10. So when we lose, even in small ways, our minds amplify it. It becomes heavier, darker, louder. But here's the truth most people forget. Small losses don't define you. They refine you. Why losses teach more than wins? Think back to your life. What moments shaped you the most? Was it the easy wins or the painful stumbles? Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, and it pushed you to apply somewhere better. Maybe someone said no, and that rejection led you to create something of your own. Maybe you lost money, only to learn how to build it back stronger and smarter. Losses carve lessons into us that wins simply can't. When you win, you celebrate. When you lose, you investigate, you reflect. You ask, why did this happen? What can I do differently? That reflection becomes wisdom. Experts agree, resilience isn't built in success, it's built in failure. Like a muscle, resilience grows every time it's stretched, every time it's tested. And every small loss is a tiny workout for your resilience muscle. So the next time you lose, don't just ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? The rubber band analogy. Think of your journey like a rubber band. When you stretch it back, it feels like you're moving in the wrong direction. Backward. That's what a small loss feels like. A step back, a stretch too far. But what happens to a stretched rubber band when it's released? It propels forward, farther, faster, with more energy than before. Your losses are that stretch. Painful, uncomfortable, but preparing you for momentum. The greater the stretch, the greater the release. Small losses are not pulling you back forever. They're loading you with force, preparing you for a launch. So the next time you're stretched, remember your breakthrough is already being loaded. Stories of small losses becoming big wins. Let me share a few powerful stories. 1. Michael Jordan. Cut from his high school basketball team. He could have given up. Instead, he said, I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. That one loss became the fire that built the greatest basketball career in history. 2. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers before one finally said yes to Harry Potter. Those rejections, those losses, made her tougher. Today, she's inspired millions. 3. Thomas Edison. Failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about failure, he said, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Do you see the pattern? The loss wasn't the ending. It was the beginning. The small rejections, the setbacks, the failures, those were the training grounds, and your story is no different. Why we resist losses? Still, let's be honest. Even knowing that losses can help us, why do we still resist them? Because they hurt. Because they bruise our ego. Because society tells us that success is about constant winning. We scroll through social media and see highlight reels. Perfect lives, endless wins. Nobody posts the nights they cried, the deals they lost, the failures they faced. So we think we're the only ones losing. But let me assure you, Every single person you admire has lost many times. They just don't show it. Loss is not the opposite of success. Loss is a part of success, turning loss into fuel. So how do you turn small losses into bigger wins? Here are 3 steps you can start today. 1. Reframe the loss. Instead of saying I failed, say I learned. Instead of I lost, say I gained wisdom. Language shapes mindset. 2. Extract the lesson. Write it down. Ask what went wrong. What can I do differently next time? Treat every loss as a teacher. 3. Take the next small action. Don't wait until the pain disappears. Move while it still hurts. That movement will turn pain into progress. Your first step? Take one small loss you've experienced recently and write down one thing it taught you. That's it. That's how you start turning losses into wins. The beauty of small losses. Now here's the most beautiful part. Small losses make big wins feel sweeter. If success came easy, you wouldn't value it. The joy of winning is amplified by the pain of losing. Without the dark, light wouldn't shine so bright. So don't curse your losses. Thank them. Because every time you lose, you're being prepared. Every no brings you closer to the yes. Every failure is a rehearsal for success. And remember, this doesn't mean the journey is painless. It won't be easy. You'll still face nights of doubt, days of frustration. But when you embrace losses as stepping stones, you'll start seeing progress in places you never noticed before. Personal reflection. I'll be honest with you, I've faced losses that nearly broke me. Times I thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Times I wanted to quit. But looking back, I realize those losses gave me strength. They forced me to grow in ways I never would have if life had been easy. And if you're listening right now feeling like you've lost too much, please know you're not alone. You're not behind. You're being shaped. Your losses are not proof of your weakness. They are the evidence of your courage to try. A vision for the future. So imagine this. Picture yourself 1 year from now, stronger, wiser, more resilient. Looking back at today's losses and smiling, because you'll see how every stumble carried you forward. Imagine waking up excited, not because life is perfect, but because you finally understand. Setbacks are setups, losses are lessons, and each one is shaping your ultimate win. That is your future if you choose it. If this message is speaking to you so far, hit that like button so YouTube knows to show you more content that fuels your mindset and keeps you growing. Final action challenge. Here's my challenge for you today. Take one loss, just one, that you've been holding on to. Instead of replaying the pain, write down what it taught you. Then write one action you'll take this week because of that lesson. That's how you turn pain into progress. That's how you turn losses into wins. Remember, small losses don't mean you're failing. They mean you're preparing. They mean you're on the path. So the next time you stumble, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is my setup for something bigger. If this video inspired you, subscribe for more daily motivation and share it with someone who needs to hear that their loss today could be their win tomorrow. Because together, we don't just survive setbacks, we transform them into comebacks. Your journey is just beginning.